Hello everyone, welcome once again to another Excel tutorial by Team Slidescope. In this part you will learn how to create this interactive dashboard entirely in Excel with the help of these pivot tables as you can see here and the master data that we have of sales. So the purpose is to analyze if daily temperature affects sales of particular type of appliances. We created a similar dashboard in Power BI. This time we have created the same dashboard in Excel, and because some students requested us to do the same thing in Excel, here you can see if we'll select a particular product. So if we'll select a particular category of product, we'll be able to analyze that in which city sales of this product is more, in which particular store it is more, what is the average temperature when this type of product is sold. Similarly, on the basis of a store also, like you can select multiple stores and see their performances. You can clear these filters. So you will learn how to apply these filters. You will learn how to create these simple KPIs and how to present this dashboard. Everything that you see here will be discussed thoroughly here. So let's get it started. So the data set that we will use to create our Excel dashboard is this data set. It is a simple data set which we created to find out sales versus temperature analysis. Like if temperature is high, what kind of product or what category of product are sold more? If temperature is low, then what kind of products are sold more? Here we have quantity sold, unit price, a discount value. So we have information of revenue, and then with the help of discount, if you subtract discount percentage, the final price also. We created a sample dashboard recently using Power BI, and this time we will try to teach our students how to do something similar in Excel also. So first of all, this file is in CSV format, so we will save this file as Excel file because we will create pivot tables and dashboard. So I am saving in the same folder as a Excel file, and then we will start creating our pivot tables. Now after saving the file as an Excel file, we will click here on the last column, press Ctrl A to select the data, and then we will press Ctrl T to convert it into table. So T for table. So this will convert it into a table. So once it is converted into a table, you will see that in table design. So we are going to name it as electronics sales. This is not necessary, but it will help you in preparing better pivot tables. Now once this table is selected, by pressing Ctrl A once again, we can go to insert and we can insert pivot table from table range. So it is because we have already named our table as electronic sales. So you can see instead of table name, it is giving us that table name. Otherwise it would have shown the dynamic table range. And it is asking us choose where you want the pivot table to be placed. So we will save it in a new worksheet. And it is asking choose whether you want to analyze multiple tables. So add this data to data model. Right now we don't have multiple tables, but we have covered examples which you can check out in our channel itself. Now this is created. So what we will do is we'll say this is our master data and this is our pivot table. Okay. So or here we are actually going to store various pivot tables for our work, which is important. Now Once this pivot table is created, click anywhere and make sure that it is showing you pivot table fields. It will give you this tab here, pivot table analyze, where you will find field list, buttons and field headers visible. If I will disable this, you will see it is not showing anything. So make sure in your pivot table analyze field list is available and you can see it properly. So as we are taking this as a reference, here you can see we have revenue and average temperature and quantity sold, these type of KPIs. So for that we know that revenue is given in this column, and if we want to find out the final price, so we can select from here, or if we just have to tell revenue, we will select this column, and this pivot table is now going to show us sum of revenue. So we will place it here and this will be sum of revenue. Similarly, we will copy and paste. Remember, I am copying and pasting. Okay. And before copying and pasting, what I am doing is I am also going to use some filters like city, category, store, date. So I am going to put city, category and store as filters, because if you want to see sales of a particular city, or if you want to see sales of a particular category in Excel, you have to use that as a filter. So how to do that in Excel? You select your pivot table and in your pivot table analyze. Here you will see design if you want to change its design, and here you will see other options where you have insert slicer. So I will add city, store and category as 3 slicers, which I can see here. Okay. So why I am doing this currently? Because whatever pivot tables I will create by copying this one, what I have created right now, and then these slicers will apply on all the tables. Otherwise there will be a disconnection if we will create pivot tables again and again. So just copy this table. So here you can see when I am applying different slicers, it is giving us that data. Okay. Now in slicer settings also, like for example we have Chandigarh, Dehradun. So here only one column is there. So I can show this data in 2 columns or 3 columns. Okay. This way we can design our slicers in a better way. Similarly here we have 9. So I will just display it in 3 columns. Okay. Actually we have 10. Okay, we have 10, but so that's why I can show it in 2 columns. Okay. So this will be the way we will be able to show that. So this is something that we are doing because whatever we are creating here, we will copy these things in our dashboard. Similarly here also we have a number of categories. So just to save our space, we can create 2 columns here as well, and this will prepare our filters. Now I will copy everything, but before that I just want to test one thing. This is sum of revenue. I will paste this, and here instead of revenue I will select, and here you can see we don't have anything, right? We don't have any column like sales ID or something like that. So in Excel we can easily create that in our master data. I am just trying. So after clicking on this table I am inserting a column here. Okay, and actually I have to select this, then I have to insert that. Insert column to left, and I am going to call this column as index, and I will just write one here. It is giving us that its data type is date, right? I will just take it as text or number. So I will just write it as a whole number. 1 is okay. And then I will just write 2. This also as number or general. And then I will select and generate. So this will create the index column for us in the same table. So which we can test, like if we select only 4, you can see. So now I can clear the filter. So right now we cannot see in here, okay. The index column that we created is not visible here. So if you have created a new column, so go to data tab and then refresh. So we will refresh and now it is visible. This time now we are going to select this, and instead of sum of index, I will select value field setting and I will do count of index. The count of index, it is giving 100. Okay, I'm just showing you, like if you want to see how many total sales we have, so we can show it like that also. Like this is showing us total number of sales. Now if I apply this as a filter, so now you can see it is being applied to both of them, and this is because I copied the pivot table. And that's why if you will go to pivot table analyze and see filter connections, then you can see these filter connections are available on sheet pivot tables. Okay, so you have to create that, and I will show you later as well, like if any filter will not work, I will show you how to do that. Now I am going to copy this once again. So copy this pivot table once again and paste it here. So I have to copy the pivot table. So make sure pivot table is copied. So I am copying the primary one, and so by copying this once again, if we have to show total quantity sold, so I will just select total quantity sold and it will name it as sum of quantity sold, and I can click here value field settings, and here I can give a custom name like total quantity sold, although we can rename from here also, but I will suggest you to rename from their value settings. Similarly, we have average temperature, so I will copy it one more time, and here I will select the temperature in degree Celsius, and I will select in value field setting, I will select it as average, and in value field setting I will just write average temperature. Idea is if average temperature is more, well, sales will be higher. If average temperature is less, or sales of particular categories will be higher, those type of things can be calculated. Now if you see, this is sum of revenue, this is good, but let's copy it one more time, and this time if we say yes, this is sum of revenue, but we have to find summer revenue and winter revenue. So in the data set, actually one, when it is given, so your month, your date is given here, right? So you can see date is given. So from this date, if we can find out the information of month, then we can easily find out summer revenue and winter revenue. So what we have done here in case of Power BI is to calculate winter revenue, we have created a we have used DAX calculate function, where month is either 12, 1 or 2, considering December, January and February are winter months. So we have done it like that here. So once you have a date column, you will see that month, quarter, year, these columns are already there. Okay, these are automatically created, otherwise you can easily create them as well. So now I will copy this. Make sure you have sufficient space on top, and then add months to filter. Okay, and here we can see month date. Here we have field setting. So if you want, you can use it as an income filter, or here you can see you can select multiple items, and instead of all, just select January, December and February. So we are just selecting this, and now it is giving us this particular value, okay, which is 38602. And we can confirm from here also that in winter revenue, if we go and in call out value I say just show it as 1000, so you can see this same as this value. What we can do else is, like, because this value that we are getting from this pivot table is winter sales, so we can write it as, in pivot table also we can write it as winter sales. Okay, and similarly we can copy it one more time, and after selecting this, or not this, I will select the original data. Make sure we have some space on top, and here again I will add months, so it will show us a filter. I will go to select multiple. Whatever I am doing currently is all manual work, but this is for beginners. You can open Power Pivot and create DAX queries also, but I am just doing it a basic in a basic way. Let's say May, June and July are summer months, let's say. So we will click them and it will show this revenue, and we will again go to pivot table, analyze, and call it summer revenue or summer sales, whatever name you want to give. And similarly you can, rename everything, like this is pivot table 2, just you can write it as total sales. So now we have created some KPIs for us, and then we will create our new dashboard. We will select this, and in view we will disable grid lines, so it gives us a plain dashboard. Then in the dashboard, as you can see, we have some heading over here. I'm just copying this heading for now, and to display heading we can insert some shapes from here. So we can go to insert tab, and from insert tab you can insert a shape. So this shape will help us in putting our heading over here. We can double click here and paste that particular text we copied, and we can select and increase its size by pressing Ctrl Shift and arrow, the angular bracket arrow, and we can align it to center also. So you can align it to center, and even you can see that you can align vertically in center, like that. So this is sales pattern on electronic appliances. This is daily temperature. This becomes our sidebar. This becomes our top heading. We also have a sidebar. So for sidebar, where we are going to put our filters and slicers, so we will again insert a shape, and that shape will be placed here. So this shape we will size accordingly. I am just reducing the size a little bit, and then I will adjust it. So here I am going to display. Now we can click anywhere in our canvas, press Ctrl A to select everything, and in home tab we can use this color. So let's say we can select any color. Okay, so I can go with this color or this color, whatever is your preferred. So you can fill that color here. So that's optional. What I did here in canvas, I have not filled anything but enabled some shadows, but that is something that you can do. So if you want to fill this exact color, so you can click on that color and you will see the hexadecimal code. We will click on the color and this is the fill color. We will click on more and press this color and hit enter, and you can see it has obtained the same color. Similarly here also, if I want to color it in white background, that is easy because white can be, like, white is available in multiple places, so we can select any of these colors. I I I don't know why it is not letting me select that, so I will just go here and select a white color. And once you have created a white color background, now you can choose a text color accordingly. You can make it bold and you can align it in center. That's your choice. Now here we can also insert some icons. In Excel we already have these icons that we can add. So let's say we are doing sales analysis, so we can insert this icon in our dashboard. Otherwise you can insert additional images also. So we can position this icon anywhere, and even for this icon we can select a fill color. Let's say we want this color, so you can color it accordingly. Now as you can see here, to display KPIs we have given shapes like this. So here also you can go to insert, again you can go to shape, and I will create some shapes here. And for these shapes again, the fill color that I am going to use is, I don't know why it is not letting. So now we want to show those KPIs, those numbers here, and one way of doing that is you can click on insert. From insert you can click on text and text box, place it over here. Once you have pasted the text box, write equal to, and remember the name of our pivot tables is pivot underscore tables. Like this is the name of sheet where I have stored all pivot tables, and there in A3 I have the label name. So first I am showing you, so you can see it is showing me sum of revenue, and this is A3. A3 is actually the heading. Okay, so I can place this heading over here, and here I can style it also. Like I can make it bold, I can increase its size. Let's say I want to keep 14 pixel. Okay, for this also we can give any kind of color. So for example, if we go and select this color for our text, so this is the sum of revenue. Similarly, I will insert another text box, or I can copy that as well. So I can copy and paste it over here, and in this text box I will just write A4 and hit enter. So this is actually going to show me that number, that sum of revenue or total revenue that we had there. So that way you can dynamically get the data from your pivot table sheet. And this also I will select as 14 and make it bold, and the color that I will select here is this color. So this is sum of revenue. Okay, this is how you can get data from one table to another table. And now we can select them, three of them, and we can paste. So we can hold control and select three of them and press control V to paste them in this side. And here I will just write and check. Second one is total quantity sold. So this is A10 and A11. So here I will write A10, hit enter, and A11. if it loses its properties, so what we can do is we can select this copy format painting, apply here. Similarly, copy here, apply here. So then you can adjust. So this is total quantity sold, and we can arrange them properly. Okay, again we will paste, and this time I want to show winter revenue and summer revenue. So I'm just pasting it 4 or 5 times so that I can show the data. Okay, so now I will just resize them, like reposition them, not exactly resize. You can also mark it as a group so that you can arrange it properly, but it's okay. So now just see the reference there, and for example for winter revenue, so here actually it is showing sum of revenue, and we know it is winter revenue. Okay, because here the months that we have selected are as per winter revenue, January, February. So here I will go, and I will go to value field setting, and I will call winter revenue and click OK. Similarly here I will go and write summer revenue. So basically whatever changes we'll do here will be reflected there. So this is A18 and 19. Okay, so here we'll write A18, A19. I will style them later, but you now get the idea. Similarly this is A24 and 25. So this is A24, this is A25, and now we can copy, put it here, and first we have to actually select that, copy and paste it here. You can zoom it also if needed, but this is summer revenue and winter revenue. If you want to display some icons here, like to represent summer total quantity, so you can also go to insert, and in Excel you already have these icons. Okay, so we can write something like temperature. So for temperature we have these two. I'm going to select this one and this one. I will insert them both. And for winter, let's say we will use this icon. So we can zoom also to adjust accordingly. And for this actually I'm going to use this color once again. Similarly this one we will use for summer revenue. Actually you can reverse them also, but you can try. So these are not mandatory, but it will give more meaning to your data. And here also I can just enable, yeah, this one. So, and here we can add anything else, like we also have the average temperature, so which is A13 and 14. So here I will just write it manually, average temperature. So you can write manually also, but this is A14, it's 22.89, and we can select and put it here. So this is average temperature, and for temperature also if you want to bring some icon you can bring, and this way actually you can use icons for your KPIs. So obviously you can spend more time and in aligning them properly, but this is one way of showing your KPIs. Next, as you can see, we can customize these sliders also. So if you will click on a slicer, you will see that we have new slicer style. So I have applied the new style here, and you can see, let's try this here as well. So we can create one style and then copy it in all the slicers. So the color that I am using here is this color. So from this palette I will copy the color code, and after copying this code you can also use some color which is close to this color, and here we will simply click on slicer and new slicer style. The new slicer style you can use some header. So for header you can use format, and here in fill we can use more colors, custom, and here we can give this color and hit OK. So this will, as you can see, this will use the color in header. And what we can do, we can when you will click here you can use a little lighter shade of this color. I'm just copying this, and this one we can use here. Click OK. So its header will start showing like this. Unselected item with data, here also we will go to fill and use custom and use the copied color. I will put these codes in description also if needed. And when you will do this, you can select this and apply this theme. Okay, so you can see whatever buttons are there will follow this. Similarly for this slicer also we can use the same theme. Okay, and here also we can follow the same theme. So once your slicers are created, you can clear them and we can copy them one by one. So I am copying this and I will put it in our dashboard. So here we will use it like this. Similarly we will use another slicer. So here important thing is we have to use more space. If we have to use more space for slicers, we can also use two sidebars, and if it is possible in one, you can do it like this. So for example, for this slicer I am going to use one column, and in one column basically you will see we will have a scroll bar, but on the other hand in the second slicer it will be possible without it. So if you need to put more, you can you know, create one column and give it that kind of effect. So we will use slicer 2 here and our third slicer. I'm just using these slicers. You can use others as per your requirement. And here also I will do the same thing. In slicer setting, one slicer. As I said in the beginning of this video, that this particular tutorial is going to be focused on designing also. So that's what we are doing here, and so that's why we are using some design settings. So here we have the slicers. We can clear them as per our requirement. There are many other ways of showing these slicers. I am just using this way. Now after selecting the slicer, we have options to create other visuals. So if you remember our Power BI file, not this one, this one here. So here we have things like average AC sales by city, total discount, value by product, and so on. But here our focus will be on revenue, mainly in this dashboard. So because this is sum of revenue. Now we have created these tables, and I will copy this and paste it here. And after pasting this, I will try to find out revenue by store, revenue by city. So you can see revenue is already selected. You will select city, and that's why it will create a pivot table with this summary. It's like a summary table. So we have grouped by city and showing sum of revenue. Instead of sum of revenue, we can also change it as total revenue, total sales, or whatever this number is properly representing. Once you have created a pivot like this, you can check, let's say I put store 2, or if I select a particular city, so you can see it is getting filtered. So make sure that your filter is working for all the pivot tables that we have solved. Now we will select this, and after selecting, here you have different type of options like choose fields to add to report, field section and area section is tagged, sort in data source order. So you can do it accordingly, or you can sort A to Z, whatever is the preferred way. And after this, just go to insert, and after insert we can create a chart. So as you can see, when we were showing sum of revenue by city or some number by city, we selected a bar chart. So here you can see we have the bar chart, and we can create a simple 3D bar. Okay, this is a stacked bar, this is a clustered bar. Because we only have one data point, so we will just use the stack bar. In a stack bar, we can see in Jaipur revenue is highest, and here you can expand it to see it in a proper way. What we can do is we can go to this particular chart, and you will see different options where you can see labels, you can see data like this, or you can create a chart with background like this. So whatever is your preferred chart, you can select. I am going to select this one, and here we have color. So you can also select the type of color for your bars. Okay, and how do I change these colors? This is option. So it will give you an indication that here you will have page layout option. So in page layout you will see colors. Okay, you will see themes. So you can also customize colors. So you can see text background, accent, etc. are there, and we can select these accents. We can select more color, and we can use that color that we had. So I'm just going to copy that color. In fact, I should uh, save it inside a I should save it inside a notepad, so that whenever it will be needed, I will use it. So go back to pivot colors, page layout. Here we have color options. We are customizing office, and here in accent 6 I can put the custom color. So and hit OK. So now this accent color will be available, and here I will have the custom color option. Okay, so you can see now when I'm selecting this, it is showing data as per my theme's accent color. Now I can copy this from here because I'm going to create multiple charts. So here I will just resize, copy this and put it here. This is our dashboard, and I will change everything. I don't know why it is not getting dragged. Sometimes it takes time. Now I have dragged the data. Now, so this way you can create. Obviously, as you can see, I have used the space on top and bottom that we had. So you can use more space, because when we are showing these bar charts, we have to focus on getting more space. Reason why we select a bar chart, whether it's a horizontal bar or a vertical bar, when we have categorical data like city's name is a categorical data. So for that city name, when you will select any measure, so that measure will be grouped when you will get the answer. That means you can only show an aggregate value. In the data set, we have hundreds of rows, but in actual, when you are going to select a city-wise report, so city name will come only one time. So when the name is coming only one time, you know that you have to focus on such reports. You can see the filter is also available. So that's why it is very important for us to understand the concept. Okay, and for that we are using this type of chart. So in a bar chart, as you can see, on one axis city names will be there, and on these bar lengths will represent that numerical value. So that's why it is important to display data like that. Okay, and that's what we are doing here. Now after showing total revenue by city, we can also show total revenue by customer or by store. Okay, we have different stores also. So to show total revenue by stores, we will again copy the pivot table, paste it here, and we will go to pivot table analyze. Here we will select the field list, and in field list instead of city I will select a store name. Another chart, you can see this is also a categorical field and an aggregate value. So for this also we will select this insert, and this time I will select the 3D pie chart. Okay, so in this 3D pie chart you can see our color accent is already there, and along with that store wise other data is also there. So because we are showing more horizontal data, so this is something we are doing here. So we can use this as legend. So this is called legend. Okay, that's why when I have selected this format, legend is appearing. And we can, if you want, like you can select different type of 3D charts, like this one is there or this one is there with a store name properly visible, or this one is there where both legends and the values are visible. So here we can write a title also, like what is this showing. So it is showing total revenue by store. Okay, we can select this, and the font size that I have used there, that font size is 13. I will hit enter. So this is total revenue by store. Let's copy this now and put it here, and now we will resize accordingly. I am just creating narrow chart because I just want to put two charts here, and that's why after selecting this I will try to increase its height and width. So I will select this, and I want to increase its height. So will it be possible? Yes, it will be possible. We have to select this area. Okay, now you can see it is using more width. So this way we will show, and obviously our heading position can be replaced here, and we can click here to actually use the data like this. Okay. Let me pause and adjust this so that we can see everything properly. So this is total revenue by store, and this is showing data wise that in store 5 this is 15%, 12% in store 4, and in store 1 it is the given percentage. So you can do that, and we will adjust the width total revenue by store. I will select this and manage its alignment also. So now two charts are there, one showing total revenue by city and others showing total revenue by store, which is giving us information of performance. The data set is about sales pattern of electrical appliances versus daily temperature. So we also have average temperature, and we want to see on the basis of average temperature how sales are distributed. So I have created this chart, and now I'm going to teach you how to do that. In this chart, as you can see, we are seeing total revenue in these bars. Month we are seeing on x-axis, and average temperature we are seeing on another axis. So this is secondary axis, and this is a combo chart. How is this created? So as you can see, we copied the pivot table once again, and here we have field list. In field list I have selected month, revenue and temperature. In temperature I have selected average of temperature, not sum of temperature, average of temperature. But in revenue I have selected sum of revenue. So I am finding out what is the total revenue by average temperature. So now voice may be correct. So after selecting this, we will select it, and we'll go to insert tab, and from here we will have option of combo chart. So in combo chart we have this option. We have clustered column line on secondary axis, and we have a stacked area clustered column. So we will select this one, and then we can customize it because we have a narrow area. So we are going to show like this, and here legend we will increase its height like this so that at least it is visible. Here the color combination that we have, we want to change that. So I will click here, and in color I will select this one. So this has our main theme color, and now I will copy it, and in sheet 2. This sheet 2 is nothing but our main dashboard. So now I will paste that and adjust it accordingly so that we have the exact chart here. So this is showing revenue on the basis of month, and let me increase legend size also, and these different lines what they are showing, you can select that, and we can copy this here. We can copy the chart title and paste here, or we can add a text box here. So we can go to insert tab and add a text box here. In that text box you can mention what is happening. So this is total revenue by month and average temperature. So this is something that we can now show in footer because we have more area here. So as per your as per the location that you have, you can select that, and we can increase its height and width. So by adjusting the width and height a little bit, it will be possible to show it like this. Now we also have date wise sales. So if you want, you can show date wise sales as well, but if you will check the data, the master data that we have, so we have sales of 2 years. So in date, if you are doing that, so let's copy once more, and here let's edit the pivot table. So here instead of months we can select quarter also. So like quarter wise it is giving us summary, and we can select year also. So now it is giving us year and quarter wise summary for this type of chart. And I don't want temperature here, so we are seeing yearly and quarterly information of total revenue, so which will help us in analyzing what are the most profitable quarters, and in which quarters do we have less amount of sales, year wise is there any growth or not. And for this we will insert and select custom combo chart. So in combo chart we have different type of options. So clustered column and secondary axis. So here you can see for this type of combination they are not giving any option because here we don't have the secondary measure. So here either clustered bar chart will be good or a line chart will be good. For example, here you can see quarter 1, quarter 2 wise performance, or we can see something like this. This is also there because here actually what we are seeing here is the quarters are in a single line and total revenue is on another axis. So that's why we are going to get only one axis. So that's why it is not giving us secondary option because we don't have anything else. If we have something like with total revenue, if we have total number of orders or something, then only a secondary bar will be there or a combo chart will be there. So what I'm going to do is I will just drag here to columns. As I said, now since we have more columns, then we will have a combo chart just like before. Okay, now we can create one custom also, so you can see different options that we have here, and like 2023 what you want to show, like, and 2024 how you want to show. For bar also we will have this type of options. So this is basically stacked bar where for 2024 how much sales is there, 2023 how much sales is there. Similarly we will have a 3D clustered bar also. Now I'm going to select this one. You can try many other charts will be possible. Now line wise you can do comparison 100% stacked or stacked, so whatever is your preferred way. I am selecting this one, 3D clustered bar, and in that 3D clustered bar the only thing that I will try to do is change the color palette. So this one is the modified palette that we have, and I will copy it and paste it in my dashboard, and here I will simply adjust its height and width accordingly. So I have tried to keep this uh, analysis short, and like we have only 4 or 5 measures only, 4 or 5 visuals only, but in the other chart we are going, there will be second part where we are going to bring more visuals, and I have actually created a complete tutorial on this. For this report one, a detailed tutorial for Power BI is also there, so you can watch that as well. I will provide the link. So now our dashboard is ready. It is totally interactive. You can see, let's say we want to analyze for cooler, fridge, AC, heater. We can select multiple of them also. We can clear. Similarly, if you want to see for any particular city, let's select Lucknow. And in Lucknow, what is total revenue and on the basis of average temperature. So you can see in May average temperature is around 38, and in June also it is there. And I want to do some more, add some more visuals, but before that, in this pie chart you can select one of them, and whichever is high you can just take it out a little bit. This is something that you can do in Excel. So total revenue by store, and this will give us an indication that this is the store with highest value. Now next thing is I also want to see effect of temperature, so which we can see here, effect of sales which we can see here, but I want to see temperature wise which category is sold more. Like, so we have created one for city, we have created one for category, but we also want to create it for category, which is the most important thing. Like, we want to see sales of which category are more when temperature is higher or lower. So for that also you can create a combo chart. First let's copy this, and here I want to use pivot table feed list. So first we will select those three things. So revenue will be there, category will be there. Okay, so this will show us category wise revenue, but here I want to put temperature also. So now you can see sum of temperature goes to columns, goes to category, and now in this chart we will have data. So now we will try to insert a combo chart here. So obviously this will be copy of that, but let's try to. So we can create this type of chart here where in our pivot table we have created a combo chart in the similar way. In field list, category, revenue and temperature, average of temperature is taken, which gives us an indication what is the average temperature when a particular type of product gives revenue. So heater gives maximum revenue here, and average temperature in case of heater was around 15. You can see that value. Similarly, for fan, that average temperature is around 33. For AC and cooler, it is around 29. So you can create this type of chart here for to see the legends that we have. Now we can create that, and obviously we'll have less space here because we want to analyze it for, or we want to put it in a 3-column space, but let's adjust that. So now this is giving us indication of sales on the basis of temperature, and this is a simple chart created in Excel. We can zoom it and we can collapse the ribbon and everything so that we can now use it in a width that we want. So this is the chart that we have. Let me adjust it in the full width. So we can hide the formula bar and ribbon to check this in action. And now you know that you have more space here to expand it, so we can do that as well. So once we are in our final view mode, we can do these things, and this will give us better space and our charts will be visible in a proper way. So that's why first we can design it, then once we have the final view we can adjust their height and width, and obviously these legends, their position, everything is very important. So let's first clear all the filters so that we have sufficient space to visualize. So this is a simple tutorial or an Excel dashboard. We have more tutorials on our channel focusing on Excel itself because many students request to create them on Excel. We are also working on creating more better designs. Obviously this is just a basic design, but please subscribe to our channel because soon you will get more advanced dashboards as well in Excel. So try this from your end and see. If you have any doubts, you can let us know in the comment section. Please give us your feedback about this type of dashboard. What can we do to improve them? And if you have any suggestions, please let us know. Thanks for watching. Thanks once again. Have a nice day. One more thing, I just forgot to change its color palette. So I will change it and apply it here. Here it is.